Hello everyone, I'm Aisha Akhtar and today I'm going to present one conceptual paper on using WhatsApp to teach reading skill to higher secondary school EFL students. And my course is Advanced Teaching of Literacy Skill in ESL. In the technological era, social media is growing rapidly as a result of technological development. WhatsApp is one of the most popular social media used by modern people. WhatsApp plays an important role on literacy teaching right now. There was an initial study done by Ramakrishna in 2017 that focused on the uses of WhatsApp by B.Ed trainees to improve their English language reading skill. And then Kheriadi conducted the second study in 2017 by providing certain question and answer via WhatsApp. And Justin investigated 2016. She utilizes WhatsApp to improve her students' reading and writing abilities. It is possible to improve reading skill through technological application. This technology-based WhatsApp helps students improve their reading proficiency. Students can communicate in English at any time and any form and any location during the teaching and learning process with the WhatsApp. Thus, WhatsApp can help learners with improving their ability to read. The features of WhatsApp and the characteristics of reading skills. The extent to which a reader is able to extract relevant information from a book is referred to as comprehension reading. Encoders participate in both the transmission and reception of data during reading. In this communication model, the writer is the encoder and the reader is the decoder. When reading, the reader receives visual information about words and symbols through their eyes. Short-term memory and long-term memory are used in this process. Teacher may use WhatsApp to teach reading in the classroom and as homework outside of the classroom in the form of a file. Teacher can share reading materials with their students' WhatsApp group for discussion. Teachers may, for example, provide a doc file including a narrative text and a few questions. Then students can save the file on their personal device. The pupils can then read the material and answer the question that was given. They can use WhatsApp to communicate with their professors about their responses. They transmit a message. Everyone's response is posted in WhatsApp group so that everyone may interact. Teacher can combine videos and audios into the text to make reading more enjoyable for students and to hold their attention while reading. The use of WhatsApp in higher secondary school reading. In the past, students learned to read and write through the use of print media, but now with modern technology, the higher secondary school students are refusing to read on paper. Teachers may use WhatsApp to give students digital media experiences and classroom literacy assistance for reading. The messaging software WhatsApp may be an effective teaching tool for teaching reading skill for English as a second language. The benefit to students include a free practice of English language reading skill and components, a more personal and comprehensive relationship with their teachers while they are learning the reading skill, improving socialization through the reading, making the students available for support in their quest to learn to read English. Students will have a more positive outlook on learning reading English since they will feel more self-confident, independent, and motivated. The students are able to use WhatsApp outside of the classroom as well. It helps students in their quest to master the English language in a short time. Whenever they choose, students can read their professor assigned the things again and again. In that time, if a student has question or concern about the topic being taught, classmates and professor can be contacted via WhatsApp. Scanning and skimming, two important reading skill, can be improved via WhatsApp. It is also important to mention that WhatsApp has a positive effect on two critical reading strategies development, scanning and skimming. Students either trust the summary to read through the tales or novels to discover which one seems to be the most interesting when there are too many to choose from a textbook. For this reason, learners do the scanning for the text. For example, it's a good way to examine how an author dealt with a problem that was mentioned in the summary or that is linked to the source material. If teachers utilize fill in the blanks in reading tasks, students are more likely to read their textbook thoroughly. To find a certain point in the text, they skimming the page or the whole text. Of course, because WhatsApp reading is done for enjoyment. WhatsApp aids in the EFL classroom procedure. A step-by-step guide to use WhatsApp to teach reading skill in English. Teachers must follow a set of instructions if they wanted to incorporate WhatsApp into their English language instruction. According to SPAR of 2016, a teacher must create a WhatsApp group, then establish the rules and regulations to avoid any sort of problems or any sort of unethical use, then staging the classroom uses, then assign the responsibilities to the students and to other partners to cooperate. Teachers can begin by introducing a selected textbook to the class and assign students tasks such as summarizing, reviewing, and discussing it. 4 assignments can be given to each student to develop their reading skill, each with an example of a textbook and study of it. Summarization of the text, question and answer, true, false, find a review that students will find useful. To the end, teachers should model good reading habits for their students by reading aloud to them and modeling good reading skill themselves. They could also create way to fill in the gaps in their curriculum, such as by teaching a novel in a class or hosting a literary circle. Decoding fluency, vocabulary structure, sentence structure, cohesiveness, as well as reasoning and background knowledge may all be improved using this method, which are all 6 essential elements for reading skill. Students who want to become fluent English reader must have these abilities. Teaching students to reimagine a tale from a different perspective in order to analyze its meaning might motivate them to undertake critical reading and transformation. The process of using WhatsApp to teach reading skill. The instructor will first write some vocabulary terms with their synonym, after which pre-reading question will be answered and students will express their opinion in small groups under the teacher's supervision. Following that, the students will be given time to read the work independently and communicate the major points of the text with one another later on. The teacher can submit the text as an audio file to the group chat, which students can later on listen for the enjoyment. At the following session, the teacher will monitor what has been shared in the group. The teacher will also check the students' work and provide feedback before beginning teaching the new passages. The theoretical foundation of the process uses scaffolding theory in EFL reading skill teaching with WhatsApp. The approach is based on the scaffolding principle. Students-oriented class and tasks are given. The transfer of task, duty, responsibilities, and authority from the instructor to the students. Students' needs are priority listed and they become the owner of the class to learn in this process. Teachers simply cooperate and monitor everything to support the students to learn the reading skill. Jeremy Brunner, a cognitive psychologist, proposed the notion of scaffolding theory in the late 1950s. The three characteristics of this theory are contingency, where help only given when needed; the temporary principle of scaffolding, the support is reduced or removed when learners become competent to solve any issue or any task-related issues when they are studying. The transfer of responsibility for successful performance gradually shifted from the teachers to the learners. This issue will help to use WhatsApp in reading skill teaching, where students will gradually become independent to solve their own problems, and they will be the owner of their learning, and the teacher will only be a facilitator. This strategy has few strengths, like adopting WhatsApp aids can help make literacy classes livelier and more enjoyable. The main and first, WhatsApp can remove the monotony of teaching and learning and can extend the reading habits of students outside the classroom. Students can take as much time as they want and can use a digital dictionary for meaning and pronunciation. It will be student-centered teaching of reading skill. Their weakness and strength will be analyzed as well as prioritized so that they can receive flawless attention to develop reading skill. The fourth strength is that it will create a platform for all students to interact with each other, and teachers can become more dynamic facilitator, and teachers can help them in better way instead of time limitation and place and location limitations. Weakness. This study has two weaknesses. The main drawbacks is the seamless access of the internet, where all students will not be able to access the internet, and teachers cannot always control their students to overuse or excess use of WhatsApp. These two are the weaknesses. The benefits of WhatsApp for teachers and students. Rationale to use WhatsApp for reading. In the place of virtual classroom, it will set a classroom where location and time frame is not limited, and this virtual classroom can be attained by students and teacher anytime from anywhere. Students feel more secure to read and asking questions through the WhatsApp because it has no time limitation and no place barrier. So students can ask any question anytime to their partners or the teachers. It facilitates students' conversation and reading skill with the more accessible quality. As a fourth benefit, it helps people to improve their reading strategies. Whenever the students read alone and there is no time limitation, the students can skimming and scanning the whole text again and again, and this way they can improve their reading strategies. Students can learn from their peers. Whenever they will contact with others, the others' strategy can influence their learning too. It gives children confidence and boost up their self-esteem to learn the reading skill again and again. It helps students to improve their reading skill and overall desire to learn, and the teachers can motivate students to use the WhatsApp again and again because they will feel enjoyable and the technology will make it easier for them. The recommendation to remove the weakness. Preventing students' addiction to technology requires creating a balance within students' life. So students should create a balance between their study and their practical life, and they should know how to use the technology in a proper way. And teachers' guidance play most vital role. Teacher will guide them how to use and how to remain upside from the abuses. And internet to mention to secure the internet access nicely, the teachers and the students will select a certain time to use this task program. To enhance the strength and to capitalize the strength of this study, the teachers must present all the beneficial factors of WhatsApp to the students, and they should explain the students how to use the WhatsApp to extract the benefit from this process. And teachers must motivate the students to use the WhatsApp again and again to learn better. In conclusion, we can say that regardless of its drawback, WhatsApp can still be considered a useful approach for teaching literacy to the students at the upper secondary level in English as a second language, where new technologies and new dimension can help students to remove their disagree and monotony from reading, and it can create a new opportunities for teachers, students to learn the reading skills. Demonstration how to use WhatsApp to teach reading skill in higher secondary school students. This demonstration process implemented will be step by step. Each and every step will followed by another step to fulfill the implementation. The demonstration first step is teacher will create WhatsApp group, set time, rules for safe use and ethical use. This can be done in the actual classroom, where students and teacher will have a conversation and they will set up the rules and regulation how to use the WhatsApp, what time it will be used, and what will be the rules and regulation and ethical barrier to comments and posting the task in the group. Then it will follow the second step. The teacher selected the textbook and syllabus. After creating the WhatsApp group and settle the rules and regulation, then teacher will move ahead with the selecting the textbook which will be teach through the WhatsApp to reading skill improvement. Then teacher will find out the suitable textbook and syllabus, and they will decide what lesson will be going to teach in the WhatsApp group for reading skill. Then this step will followed by the third step. The teachers posted the reading task and briefing the students. Here the teacher will clarify all the rules and regulation and task type to the students and how they will complete the task. Every briefing will be given clearly at that stage. And according to scaffolding theory, the contingency principle will be used at this stage. That means only students will get the help when they really need the help from the teacher. Then it will followed by the fourth step. Fourth step is a very crucial step for this approach implementation. Students read individually to improve their skimming and scanning skill of reading strategy. At that fourth stage, after receiving the task, the student will read it individually. Skimming is a reading technique that allows readers to get the gist of a text without having to read the whole thing in full. Skimming techniques include reading the introduction, the headlines, or the first phrase of the paragraph, and a student will do the exact same things to improve these strategies. Another thing is scanning means looking over the whole text quickly in search of specific information. For example, when students are reading a paper and they quickly look through a text to double check a date, a number, or a fact, this scanning will be helpful in this sort of task when the filling the blanks will be utilized. And scaffolding theory, the students' needs and authority will be prioritized at that stage. Teacher will play the roles of collaborator, monitor, and supervisor at that stage. Teacher will help and monitor and observe the whole process and guide the student to do the correct task on correct time. Then this stage would followed by the step number 5. The students then start the group chat. After reading and doing their individual work and task, then they will do the group chat to improve their further reading skills like decoding, fluency, vocabulary, sentence structure, cohesiveness, as well as reasoning and background knowledge, all be improved at that stage with the interaction of others classmates. At that time, the students will do their task. The task may be the summarization of the text, filling the blanks, multiple choice, true, false, or reviewing the whole text. The temporary principle of scaffolding, the support is reduced or removed when learners become competent to solve any issues. That means at that stage, if the learners become competent, then their support will be removed and the support will be very limited for them. Scaffolding theory at that stage will facilitate higher order of learning, analysis, synthesis and evaluation of their reading skills. Then it will follow the sixth step. The teachers monitor the activities and give feedback before starting the new reading passages. At that stage, teacher will take over the control of this learning process and reading skill will be monitored by teachers' guidance. The transfer of responsibility for successful performance gradually shifted from the teacher to the learners. That means the class responsibilities of learning reading skill will be transferred to the students. The learners done successful reading performance, gradually the scaffolding theory will be taken down. If the learners do their task successfully, that means the reading skill improved by the learners, then the scaffolding theory will be taken down. At that stage, scaffolding theory providing many paths for knowledge retrieval, supporting the communication of knowledge. And this whole model and demonstration is created by author herself, and it is the adaptation from the previous researchers who used this model to teach reading skill in their study. And these are the sample tasks for the WhatsApp group to teach reading skills. Few sample tasks. The reading skills will be like this. The task will be like this if it is posted on WhatsApp group. The group is created and the task is posted for the students. The first task is read and summarize the text, and the second task is read the task and answer the true false question and answer, and read and summarize the text. And another task is read the task and answer the true false. And fill in the blanks will be used in this process.